What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and yesterday there were a lot of people that got very excited and hopeful about the future of Star Wars after they realized that Dave Filoni received a promotion. Things are going to be different at Lucasfilm. He's going to change it. Kathleen Kennedy's finally on her way out, just like all those sources have been saying for years. Unfortunately, there's a little more to this story, and the fact is, this promotion is not new. This happened nearly a year ago. So if you like the change that has happened in Star Wars over the past year, then maybe that's the change you're looking for. But not only that, we realized that Rangers of the New Republic, the show that was supposed to have Gina Carano in it before they fired her over her political opinion, yeah, that show's dead in the water, likely to be canceled, but let's dive into all of this. Now, this is one of those things that got people really excited. Culture Crave tweets out, Dave Filoni is officially an executive creative director at Lucasfilm. And this spawned so many different threads, so many different tweets, so many different people talking about this. Oh my gosh, Dave Filoni's got a promotion. This is everything we've been saying. We knew this would happen. We knew Kathleen Kennedy's on her way out. The fact is that Kathleen Kennedy promoted Dave Filoni to this position last summer. And that was something that was not easy for a lot of people to take. For some reason, when I put this out there, when I put this information out there, there were some people that were thinking, why do you always have to step on us when we have hope? I'm just giving you guys the facts. I think that if you want to be hopeful, you should be hopeful. However, you should have all the information. Just so everyone is aware, Dave Filoni has had this title for nearly a year, but they just recently updated their website to reflect it. Before you start feeding into the, oh, Kathy is really gone this time rumors, just keep that in mind. And in fact, we do have some sources for that here. The Mandalorian EP Dave Filoni's new job at Lucasfilm isn't actually new, but fans on Twitter got excited anyway. And Adam Very did have a Lucasfilm rep reach out to him and clarify that, yeah, Dave Filoni has had this for quite some time. In fact, what this really means, right? What this really means, executive creative director is basically someone who's not only dealing with one project, but they're dealing with multiple projects with overlapping stories. You go to the Lucasfilm website, you can see here that they have updated. You have Kathleen Kennedy, you have Lin-Win Brennan, and then you have several other people, including Cowboy Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni, executive producer / executive creative director. Now, a lot of people had no idea what that meant. They just saw he got a promotion and they thought that that means it's true, guys. He's taking over. Well, there's a couple other people that have that title as well, including Doug Chang, vice president and executive creative director. And also, if we scroll down a little more, John Knoll also is an executive creative director. So there are people that deal with storytelling across a lot of different things. So when not only we had The Mandalorian, but then we were ramping up for the Ahsoka announcement, for Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett, the Bad Batch announcement, all these different storylines that were going to be playing out, and what a lot of people are calling, the Favreau Filoni verse, whatever you want to call it. That's when he got that new title, which makes a lot of sense because he was dealing with those things at that point. But that didn't stop people from being excited, and I want to go through some of these things. You got Charlie Schneider. Dave Filoni was just promoted to executive director or creative director at Lucasfilm. Again, not just a long time ago. I believe he just has more oversight over all the stuff they're doing now. Okira says Dave Filoni becoming executive creative director is the best thing that could have happened for Star Wars right now. Again, this happened last summer. So if you thought that this promotion was going to change Lucasfilm, that this is different now, it's going to be different, and then you realize that Dave Filoni has actually been there all summer, since last summer, so all through all of this, then if that is the change you're looking for, if you're satisfied with the Star Wars, then yeah, you were right. That is what you wanted. But I think that people should really temper their expectations. This is about Dave Filoni and being a creative person. That is what he's doing, right? And I think for those people out there that do want someone like Dave Filoni or Jon Favreau to replace Kathleen Kennedy, I think that if you like what they do, you should want them to continue to produce, to continue to be creative people, as opposed to overseeing Lucasfilm like that. That's just my personal thing. That's what I've always said. I think that Kathleen Kennedy sets a tone and an attitude for everything that's going on, but she has virtually no involvement in these creative things. I think she hires the people that she wants, the people that have her values and her type of way of thinking, and then she puts them in positions to create these things. So that is where we have this big disconnect with Lucasfilm and the fans. You see, Ming-Na Wen and Katie Sackhoff also congratulated Dave Filoni. They may not have been aware that he had this for quite some time. The excitement is understandable. The 46-year-old has been a fixture at Lucasfilm ever since George Lucas selected him in 2005 to oversee the animated series The Clone Wars, which launched in 2008 and ultimately ran for 7 seasons. Remember, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy announced that Filoni and Favreau are executive producing several Mandalorian spin-offs for Disney+, including The Book of Boba Fett, which is currently shooting and premiering in December, and Ahsoka, starring Rosario Dawson and based off the character Filoni created in The Clone Wars. This is where we get this information, this nugget drop. A third announced spin-off, Rangers of the New Republic, is not currently in active development. That was one line in there that really stood out to a lot of people, and it sparked several articles. Star Wars Rangers of the New Republic reportedly no longer in active development. Star Wars Rangers of the New Republic is reportedly no longer in active development at Lucasfilm. One of Lucasfilm's many Star Wars projects has reportedly been shelved. And when they came to us last winter, whatever that was, and announced this enormous slate, 10 Star Wars projects that we have planned to do, I think the vast majority of people looked at that and realized, yeah, a lot of those aren't happening. But everything that Favreau and Filoni were involved in, I think most people thought those had a pretty good chance of happening. Rangers of the New Republic, obviously, was supposed to have Gina Carano involved. That changed when they fired Gina Carano over her political opinion. There was talk of them replacing her. People said, oh, Harrison Dula would be good to put in Rangers of the New Republic. All those people out there that love Star Wars Rebels may have been excited, I suppose. But the vast majority of people did not care about that. They wanted that show and were interested in that show because of Cara Dune, because of Gina Carano. According to Variety, Rangers of the New Republic is no longer in active development at the studio. It is unclear if the series has been put into indefinite hiatus or will return to Lucasfilm slate sometime in the future. A reason for the move was not given. Rangers of the New Republic was announced at Disney Investor Day by Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy. The show is set to be produced by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau and take place in the same time period as The Mandalorian and the upcoming Ahsoka TV series starring Rosario Dawson. Kennedy said at the same time, the 3 series would culminate in a climactic story event. Well, all of a sudden, one of those is not in active development. All of a sudden, one of those is shelved. So maybe that changes the entire plan going forward. Now, a lot of people are going to talk about this. People are going to want to infer what they want to infer. So they're going to see this as, well, they didn't cancel it. They just said it's not actively being developed. So that means they're waiting for Gina Carano to return to Star Wars. Some people are going to see this as this is just completely canceled. It's done. It's over. I think that we don't really have enough information to really say one way or the other. It's just everyone's guesses. It's not a surprise to me that after you lose the very popular Gina Carano, after you fire her over her political opinion, after there's so much backlash for you doing that you would decide to take a step back from that show. It's not really a surprise to me. I don't think it will happen, I guess, if Gina Carano doesn't come back. And I don't think it will really be that big of a deal to anyone if Gina Carano doesn't come back. So why would they even make a push to try to make this replacement, to try to put all this money into it, if they realize that the fans just aren't going to be there to support it? But either way, there was Star Wars news yesterday about Dave Filoni. You saw the fans reacted to Dave Filoni. I have my own personal feelings about him. I've said it numerous times. But I did think it was interesting to see the reaction from people who thought this was an actual announcement, and they really took that as, wow, Star Wars. Look, everyone, there's hope. It's going to be saved. Dave Filoni does have that reputation among a lot of people. This is not necessarily my thoughts. I don't think that Dave Filoni is that guy. I've said it many times, but it was interesting to see so many Star Wars fans who very clearly did feel like Dave Filoni was the right step in the right direction. Now, if I tell all those people, like I did, and they got upset that I did, if I tell them all that, by the way, if you think things are all of a sudden going to change there because of this promotion, you realize he's been in this position since last summer. They just didn't update their website. Is this what you thought it would be? Is this, now knowing Dave Filoni's in that position, like you are celebrating that you wanted, is this past year of Star Wars, of Lucasfilm, of, them coming and shitting on the fans, of them firing Gina Carano over her political opinion, of cucks like Freddie Prinze Jr. out there attacking fans, people like Pablo Hidalgo out there attacking fans. Has this been the change that you were hoping for with Dave Filoni having a creative executive director position? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about Rangers of the New Republic? Do you think that's officially done and over and canceled? Or do you think there's a potential for it to come back if Gina Carano comes back? Let me know. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.